I'm Kate.
I'm Avon.
And I'm Sonia.
And today we're dishing with you from Ocean Air, which is located at 1201 F Street, Northwest, right across the street from Metro Center. An amazing seafood extravaganza.
I'm getting the smell of ocean. The ocean air.
Yeah, clean oysters. I mean, this is going to be amazing.
Sea bass.
All the good stuff. And it's all like, it's also sort of autumnal because there's some
butternut squash in that risotto.
And also yams. Are yams and sweet potatoes the same thing?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it depends who you ask.
They're both yammy looking.
But
anyway.
This is beautiful. Look at the colors. Everything is very autumnal.
Well, and everybody's looking at it too. We have some little puppets here on the table because we have a puppeteer here. We have Don, who's part of he is the DB in DB Puppets. And so tell us a little bit about what you do. Well, how did you get into puppets, and tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I've always been an artsy guy, starting out as a child, of course. And once I got out of college, I started fishing around, seeing where I...
So what did you do in college, then? Did you...
A theater guy.
A theater guy, okay.
Exactly.
It comes naturally.
In college for making puppets?
There you can actually get master's degrees, believe it or not.
Well, I can understand that, because you can do that for like maybe movie sets and like, you know, children's shows.
Because it's more than just sort of like putting your hand in a sock and being like...
No, it's much more than that.
No.
Does that very well.
Tell us about
You're
what...
hired.
Wait. Who knew? Tell us a little bit about what kind of genre of puppets you do, because this doesn't look like Sesame Street to me.
No, and these actually here are just something that I build. These are not necessarily puppets. Well, I guess put your hands on anything and get a puppet. But no, these are something I make called pain cushions. Pain cushions, but sort of sell them. Yes, you can see each one's got this own little disgusting look of pain on it. But actually, what I brought with me are marionettes.
Oh.
Which are string puppets. So obviously there are many different types of puppets: your hand puppets, your rod puppets, your mouth puppets, your all sorts of stuff. Marionettes are string puppets. So, and I build very, very small marionettes here. These puppets here, I don't necessarily perform with. These are sold for collectors, and whoever wants to have a marionette around doesn't have that. So you can see.
He's walking this way.
Yeah.
Now tell us a little bit about this puppet. Are these bones, or are these things that you crafted to look like skull and bones?
Yeah, this one here is this is a rat skull.
Wow.
And he has a
They're good for something?
Yeah, they are.
Are those real rat eyes?
Hope not.
But then he actually has a rattlesnake vertebrae for his tail.
Wow.
How do you decide to use parts of, real parts of animals versus...
This is sustainability at its finest.
Recycling.
All about going green.
Right, I saw this thing on the road. No, I was in New York and I saw a place they were selling them. And I saw this one.
I was waiting for a story. I caught a couple rats. Took care of them.
I'm afraid it wasn't anything that dramatic or that fun.
Didn't it take you a long time to figure out how to get all those strings to make it move the way it's supposed to? I mean, that looks like a jewelry box nightmare.
These puppets here are strung as professional marionettes. So by professional marionettes, I'm talking like 2-3 foot tall marionettes.
Okay.
So the type of controls are on here. So this is usually about the number of strings you have on a...
I don't know anything about marionettes, and so is there a standard that most people who create marionettes would follow? Like a book of some sort, or
there is, but quite frankly, it mostly is sort of in between. It's sort of between one puppeteer and another, and there are some traditions to sort of get around, but there aren't many of us around.
So if you saw a particular marionette, you'd be able to tell who made it sometimes, depending on...
Sometimes, yeah, sure can.
So what do you do with these puppets? I mean, obviously you make them from scratch. After you find a rat or other animal to work with. What do you do with these? Wow, more animals.
Who buys these?
And what do you do with it? Yeah.
I've sold them to everyone. Celebrities.
Name a celebrity.
Steve Tyler.
Really?
So, and then I did one of him. So he has one somewhere in his house. This is him here.
I always say that I'm a bobblehead away from being really a famous person, but I think really puppet is like, you know, when they make a puppet of you, you've hit the big time.
It's
That's
it's a really cool idea because you know usually those people have got so much obviously so much money they don't know what to do with, and you know their relatives are like, you know,
what do you buy
what
for
do
the
we
person
get
who
them?
has
Yeah.
everything?
You know, so I've done quite a few. I did some of his relatives actually as well.
Can you imagine getting that?
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Really?
I think that's awesome.
Freaked out.
That's a little freaking out. I
Do you
mean,
have any political puppets?
I've
Sure, we
been
think we have a
commissioned
lot
to
of
do.
political puppets here in this
Yeah, I
city,
have
but-
been commissioned to build those type figures. Yeah.
So how do you,
So-
besides being commissioned, how do you decide, for example, in this particular case, how do you decide to, in this artistic direction? You know, like why this versus, you know, Anne of Green Gables or some other, it's not even...
you're saying something more warm and fuzzier than.
How did you get to, how did you arrive at, you know, pain cushions and...
Well, I do warm and fuzzy things,
Because everyone
I must say.
needs
But usually, you know, when I first started actually building marionettes for people just who wanted to have a marionette but didn't want to perform with it, so I built, you know, these monsters and creatures and fantasy things and stuff, and people would say, "No, don't you do a ballerina? Don't you do a frog?
A fairy
or something?"
princess.
So I said, "Okay, I built some frogs." So I built some frogs, and then people were like, "Where are your monsters? Where are your weird things?"
So in other words, people-
at that point, I'm just going to make whatever the hell I want
So
to make.
people are pains in the asses, basically.
Yeah,
Asking
basically,
to
you know
do
how people
a random
are.
stuff.
Yeah.
This is perfect for Halloween.
So-
They're-
It does.
That's pretty
And why is it good or bad to have your business here in the Washington D.C. area?
Well, I don't
Why did
know.
you choose to have it here? You're from here?
Yeah, I'm from here for the most part, and yeah, it's always been nice. I mean, I build for the theaters around here. Actually, I just built some hand puppets for the new production of Henry VIII that's opening in Folger.
Okay.
So those are pretty straightforward-looking puppets. One's of Henry, and one's of Anne Boleyn, and the other one of Catherine. And then they're sculpted to actually look like the actors to a certain degree. So those are hand puppets where you just stick your hand inside them.
Do you
wiggle things
perform
around.
as well? Besides making
do.
them, do you actually perform? Like, do you do for children, for people, or? Okay.
Yeah, whole broad range of folks.
What's the largest puppet you've ever made?
20 foot.
20 feet. Wow.
It was for a big opera we were doing with the National Symphony, and this character, the boy was a live actor who was playing the boy, so the mother had to be considerably larger. So this puppet was essentially a big rod puppet worked by 3 puppeteers underneath, you know, working the head, another one on the hand, and another one on the other hand, and she had a dress and sort of worked a little sugar, and the mouth moved, and it had to be big to fit the scale of the, you know, the woman, and also to fill, you know, the Kennedy Center or something like that. You know, something really huge. So it's really
Well, you know, I think that one year we should do a puppet show of just us interviewing one of the puppets. Just a thought. I'm going to throw it out there. I think that would be fun. Send in your letters if you want us to do that.
Well, he's not Geppetto. He's Don Becker. And
Thank you.
he's local, and he's doing all of these creative things right here in our backyard. If you'd like to have a puppet made, or you'd just like to see a puppet or a
Pain cushion.
pain cushion, check out dbpuppet.com. That's dbpuppet.com. Thanks so much for being with us.
great. Thanks a lot for having me.
And as always, thank you for being with us here on this episode of The District Dish.